Andy Ihnatko, your pick of the week.
Maybe this is one Ihnatko because this is free. It costs you nothing. Google's NIK collection, which is a fantastic collection of photo plugins, is now free. They bought this company that had this amazing collection of professional photo filters that works with Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Lightroom, and anything else that works with Adobe plugins. When it was an independent company, it cost $500. When they acquired the company, they charged $150 for it. And last week they decided, okay, screw it. It's now free to download. It's a 500 megabyte download. You get the complete collection of these 6-7 different plugins, and they're all really fantastic. They're not make your beautiful wedding photo look like it was shot with a Polaroid camera and then dumped on by your dog. It really is. So much of this is something I was doing with one of my Yosemite pictures. This is their Silver Effects Pro. I was actually in Lightroom and then in Photoshop trying to get exactly that effect. That's half dome, and I wanted to get like that lighter section look really, really light, and I wanted the darker sections really, really dark, and I couldn't just by twiddling knobs in either of these two apps get it done. Then I remember that this thing was free. I downloaded, installed it, and about 10 seconds later, mostly by picking out of a lineup one of the 12 samples that it generated for me and then tweaking it, it gave me exactly the results I want. And this is actually, as I'm trying to get better at photography, you learn that a lot of what you think is, well, the reason why that person got that effect is because they're a genius using some of the best equipment, and some of it is, oh well, the reason why there's haze and your photo is a little bit hazy and there isn't a whole lot of sharpness is because you didn't know the technique for removing the haze and adding sharpness to it. And these plugins will let you sort of add that sort of thing in without having to take 2 years for the Photoshop lessons. So it's free. It'll just cost you half a gigabyte of storage, and boy, is it worth it. The only downside is that there is now a lot of speculation. Well, if Google's giving this away for free, maybe they don't care about it anymore. And the the blog post that they released alongside this mentions things like, well, now that we're putting most of our attention into these other photo products, we decided to make these tools free, which indicates that if you're waiting for an update to any of these anytime soon, you'll be waiting an awfully long time.
Buy them anyway.
Yeah, free. And
sorry,
I've used all of them. There's an HDR tool. There's a
Silver Effects is the single best monochrome plugin ever. I mean, it's the one everybody uses. It's incredible.
For something, especially I'm using it, of course, with a really nice camera. But I'm getting a much better appreciation for how useful these things are on halfway decent phone cameras. Yeah. Because if your new iPhone takes really, really good 12 megapixel pictures, but the only complaint that you have is that, well, of course, in low light, it's a little bit noisy. Well, here's a filter that will remove that noise. And you're thinking, oh, but I just wish that I zoomed in a little bit, but now it looks a little bit blurry. Well, this will reduce that, and this will add the tonality that is missing from a really tiny image sensor camera. Really, I've been throwing my Nexus 5X photos at this, and almost any complaint that I have about the photos I've been taking are mostly negated when I start applying these third-party filters. And for a free package, it's just a no-brainer.
I think the hardest pressure it puts on is people who sell these kind of things. This will do most of what you need to do for free.
I'm thrilled, and I paid $300 for it. So,
I did too.
And I'm thrilled to see it for free now. Great, when they bought NIK, they also got Snapseed, which they've been giving away, and that's the one they've been updating. And that actually is a phenomenal iPhone and Android.
And my guess is, what they're going to do is keep on using the technologies that were in all of those plugins in future product without dealing with the individual apps, which would be very googly.
And can I say bravo to Google for Apple has bought a lot of apps, and then because they want the people or they want the technology, and then the app itself goes away. Bravo to them for after charging $150 for years, deciding that, you know what, maybe there are people who would like to use HyperCard for something. We don't know what it's useful for, but instead of just throwing it away, we're just going to start making it free. If you want it, here it is, download it. So it'd be nice if Apple had that kind of attitude about a lot of their other apps. As difficult as it is, I know, to keep these things up to date for modern iOS and Mac OS.
NIK is how you spell it. NIK software. And what is it? Google.com/NIK? Probably, huh?
Google.com/NIK collection. NIKCOLLECTION.
Good pick. Really good choice.